Hey everyone, Sonia Bernard here. You can find me on socials at Stamp with Sonia B. And welcome to my free with purchase card class today. This card class is valid, the offer is valid July 11th through July 17th. So if you would like to receive this card class absolutely free, all you have to do is make a purchase of $50, and that's after coupons but before shipping and tax. And then I will send this card kit out to you to make 4 beautiful cards using the Celebratory Sips Designer Series paper. Love this. And you see that little bit of shimmer and shine on there. I'll show you how to get that. And here's the second card. And number 3. And number 4. And I'm going to go through today and show you exactly how to create these cards. Okay, I'm going to give you all the measurements and everything. I'm going to tell you what I use, but nothing's going to be written down for you, so you can take notes if you like. But this is free for everyone. It's a free class for you just to sit here and watch. Again, you can spend that $50 after coupons before shipping and tax, and you get the card kit and mailed to you. You get a PDF tutorial with all the measurements, all the supply list, everything typed up. And you also get a sampler pack of the DSP. And a sampler pack is, there's 6x6 sheets and it's one of each. So it's like an eighth of a pack of DSP, just to give you a little sample to play with. Now you also get all the little pieces already as well. That's not included, like the sampler and these little bits are separate from each other, if that makes sense, because we are focusing on using a lot of the DSP today. Okay, the other way you can get it is you can just buy the kit. I will be putting a link in below if it's not already there, and you can just buy the kit for $20. I'll ship it out to you. You will get the supplies to make the 4 cards and the DSP sampler, and I'll email you the PDF tutorial. And the last way to get it is just go to my PDF store, link below, and just download the PDF and just purchase the PDF tutorial. So there's no stamped images, just so you know. So this hooray sentiment, the die cuts included, all the bits and bobs are included, but there's no stamping per Stampin' Up policy. Okay, so you just use whatever you have on hand as far as the sentiments and everything. Today's class is all about focusing on using that just super cute DSP, making some fun summary type cards, you know, that you can spread cheer with. Okay, let's turn this down and get started. Okay, our first card is going to be this fun hooray card. So we're going to need an 8.5 by 5.5 scored at 4 1/4 piece of strawberry slush cardstock, and we're just going to fold that. And then we're going to get another piece of strawberry slush cardstock, and sometimes a lot of times we use embossing folders, but there's this new fun die that I wanted to use, and it is called the Pattern of Friendship die, and it puts like this stitching into your cardstock. So we're using a 5 1/4 by 4 piece, and I've run that through, and you can see that it's just got that stitching. It's rough on the back side and then it's smooth on the front side. And we're not going to adhere that yet because we need a piece of this gold trim ribbon, and we're going to put that about 1/3 of the way from the top. Yeah, about there. So I always find the Stampin' Seal Plus, if I can get the lid off. Oh, the lid was sticking. I just run a little bit down here and a little bit down here. Oh, I probably wanted it closer to the top. That's okay, because I'm doing it at the top part. It'll work. And then you look about where you want it, about here, and then just go across. No, I want it actually a little bit higher. About there. We'll see if I have to move it. Now, if you're not sure, you don't want to put it too high because we do want to put these right here. So actually that looks perfect. Great. And then we can go ahead and use our wonderful Stampin' Dimensionals. If you watch my videos, you know I rave about these things. I love them. They're little adhesive sheets of double-sided adhesive, and there's foam in between, and it just gives some lift to your card. And sometimes I do use more than I probably need to, but they're at an affordable price. So I think you get I think it's 300 little dimensionals in a pack. It's 3 sheets. And one thing to remember is you can use these edges too. Don't throw those away. Oh, sorry if you couldn't see the edges of this. You can see where I've already used the edges here. Use every bit of that in your crafting. And there we go. Did I get them all? Okay. And we'll just pop that on top. I'll try my best to get it centered when I'm not looking down at it centered. Like there's something holding my phone, so it kind of obscures my vision a little bit sometimes. Okay, then we are using the Nested Essentials dies. And if you don't have these, I recommend it. They're very versatile. You've got 3 styles of dies in here. So we're actually using this very small one, the smallest there, and then the smallest here, and to cut out a little banner there and 4 little rectangles. Okay, then we need to get our fun DSP, and you can see where I've already fussy cut some things out. I've got bits of this everywhere. You see like the little bottles, the little glasses and everything. They're the ones I put on here. You could use these smaller ones as well. In your kit, I've kind of cut around, not cleanly, but around, and then you'll just clean that up as far as fussy cutting that out. And I have got these cute little bits here, and then all we need on the back of these is a dimensional, and a lot of dimensionals on this card because we're doing it all here. And then whoops, we also want to put a couple on the backs of these. Now, if you're not sure what's the front and what's the back would feel like there's a bump. So, excuse me. I'm so sorry. Let me just take this microphone for a second. Oh my goodness. It's like I just swallowed a frog. Oh my. Sorry about that. I have a microphone right in my mouth too. I'm so sorry. It is summertime. Actually, I have year-round allergies, so it never does help. Okay, as I was saying, we want to put a dimensional up the top and up the bottom of that. There we go. And the reason I'm doing it up on the bottom is because I kind of want to go over the ribbon. I don't want to pop on top of the ribbon because that will make it maybe not even, and I want it to sit nice and flat. Lots of dimensionals. Do you know with these dimensionals too, if you put one down in the wrong spot, you can usually quickly pick it up, although that one tore a little bit, and put it right back down. But as it sits longer and longer, it kind of dries out and it'll really get stuck. So after a while, you do not want to be trying to pull those up. Just okay, so here we want to kind of use this as a guide because we want this sitting down here, and then we'll go, I don't know, a little bit there on the edge. This is how I figured it out. I did one side, and you're just eyeballing this. There's no right or wrong. It doesn't have to be perfect. And trying to put that in the center, so because I do want it going across kind of even. It can be a little off. Don't worry if it's a touch off. It's handmade. It's supposed to have little nuances. You know, it's not supposed to be perfect. Oh, look, it looks like eyes and a mouth. Doesn't that look like a duck? Okay, here comes my cat. She just has to get in on the action. Libby, you need to get down. Come on, we're trying to craft here. Oh my goodness. Okay. So maybe about there. Now you could lay these all down first, which probably would have been the smartest way to do it. I think that's what I did last time, because I might be a little off there. Yeah, this one, I felt it. See how I could quickly pick that up? So when you're doing it, maybe just lay them all down first. That's what I did the very first time. Then we can go ahead. And again, with the peeling of the dimensionals, most of this card is just peeling dimensionals. But I just thought this was a cute way to showcase these little details. I mean, I think there's so much detail in this DSP. And I was like, I don't want that just to be, you know, one big sheet. I wanted to show the details of the smaller pieces as well, because there's so much detail in that. I just love it. Now I am using the birthday celebration for the sentiment. The reason being is because really the only big sentiment we have in the cheers and sips is this cheers stamp, and we're going to use that in a different one. So we're going to use the hooray, and we're going to use secret C, and just stamp that. Move it over here a bit so I can see, and it should just fit in there. Perfect. Okay. Perfect. I always say perfect. If I ever stamp and it comes out just how I wanted it to, then it's like, it's perfect. And guess what? We're putting more dimensionals on, so you may want to add these to your cart. The kit does not include adhesive. It, you know, you should have that in your craft stash already, and if you don't, you can put that in your order to get this kit free with a purchase. And then we're going to put this on here. Then you'll notice, do you see the difference in the card? See, there's a glimmery glossy, but this is flat. Now you could just leave it there and go, okay, we're done. Or if you want to add that glimmer, we're actually going to use a glue. This is our fine tip glue that I don't really use for a lot of things. And now when you get yours, oh, it's coming. When you get yours, this will be connected, but mine's being pulled apart. So I kind of have to pull this little thing out here. Whoop. And you do want to put this straight back in when you're finished, because you don't want this drying out. That's bad. So all you do with this is go around the outline, and you could do this before you put these on or after. I actually did all mine after, and it worked out just fine. And you just go around, squeeze it, keep going, and then fill it in, kind of like if you've ever done cookie decorating. That's kind of what you're doing here. And you might get a few bubbles and stuff. That's okay. It doesn't, again, we're not looking for perfection. And it will seem thicker when you put that on, but it dries a little bit thinner. So, I mean, be generous with it. And then sit that aside to dry for at least a couple of hours, if not overnight. And I'm not going to pick that up because I don't want the glue to go everywhere, but you see, like, I'm not going to put it at a side angle, too bad. You see what a great little difference that makes. Just makes it look like it's more like a glass bottle. Okay, so that is our first card. Okay, so here is our second card, and we are going to need to get your measurements. Let me just turn my page over here, because we have an 11 by 4 1/4 piece of basic white, scored at 5.5, and just going to crease that. Then we have a piece of bubble bath, and it's going to be 5 1/4 by 4. And we're going to use the Forever Plaid embossing folder right here. It's really big, so sometimes you can fit 2 pieces in on these bigger ones as you run that through. It's depending on what size this is, of course. And I just love this embossing folder. I love the dimension it gives. This is the back side where it's going in, but you could use this way as well. but I really liked it this way. So I'm just going to go ahead and layer this down. I don't think we even used glue on that first one, did we? I think it was all dimensionals. So if you're ever in a pinch, you don't even need regular glue. You can just use dimensionals. And you will notice when you cut a 5 1/4 by 4-inch piece, when you run it through the embossing folder, it does shrink it just a tad because, you know, the paper is being crunched up, you know, here. So sometimes it looks a little bit smaller. Then we've got a piece of basic white cardstock. Now remember, all these bits are already in your kit, ready to go, and they're all cut for you. So this is a 2 1/4 by 4, and this is a 2 1/8 by 4. And we're just going to adhere these layers down. And if my glue will come out. Well, if your glue's ever not coming out, you just give it a whack like that. And oh, look, here she comes. So, especially when you start getting to the end. Oh, that's right. I put it all the way across for this one. So it should go all the way across and just have a little edge at the top and the bottom. And then we'll adhere this one as well. And I'm going to put this about in the middle. Now, when you do have a bumpy embossed piece underneath, you really want to give it a good push down because, you know, it's to get more surface area for it to stick to. And we don't care if underneath is all squished now if we use our embossing folder. I mean, our embossing folder, our bone folder, like that. Next, we're going to use these fun Spot on Nature dies. And there's 2 sets of dies in here. And it's this one. You see the circles are different. The very little circle. This has got like lines. This has got dashes. So we're going to go the one with the lines. And it's going to be the second largest. The one with all the little holes that you will have to take your pokey tool and poke it out. And we're just going to cut that out of a basic white cardstock. Okay, now we are going to pop dimensionals on this one because we love dimensionals. Okie dokie, here we go. Pull them off. I should put the dimensionals on before the video so you don't have to sit here and watch me with dimensionals for so long. Now I am putting this over to the left a little bit just to give it more visual interest. And then I have cut out this cup, and look, I did put the dimensionals, the mini ones, on the little flowers that I already fussy cut, and it stuck to my finger. I fussy cut out this little bottle of wine. Does that give you SpongeBob vibes right here? I get SpongeBob vibes from that big time. And then on this one, there's 2 stamps, Happy and Day, and I've put them together onto the one acrylic block, and we're just going to use Secret C. So in this kit you only need like 4 sentiments, and I'm using all the same color, and you could use basic black memento here too. You don't have to use Secret C. And then I'm going to stamp this down, and I was debating with myself, like, how do I cut this? And I just decided to kind of go, you see it's kind of on a slant already. So I was just like, you know what? We're just going to cut this here, and then we'll cut that there, making sure not to cut the words off. And then we'll just trim the bottom and trim the top. And there you go. 2 easy peasy lemon squeezy. And of course, you guessed it, dimensionals. And we're going to want to put these more over to this one side because this might hang off the edge a little bit. So then we just figure out where we want everything. I'll start with the wine glass. And we'll put that here. And it makes a big difference with that glue. You'll see in just a second on it, because this is a much larger area. And we'll put that about there. And I want it to actually hang off a little bit because I want to tie in this circle to this DSP here. I kind of want it to have a little bit of, you know, like melding, if that makes sense. Melding. It sounds like something from Austin Powers, the way I said it. Okay. And then we're using these cute little flowers, which are found in the DSP. And we're using that as our bling. Now, if you want, you could put like a small little gemstone or bling on the inside of these flowers here as well, if you wanted to do that. But we are adding this bling as well because I like it. Oh, I forgot to add the bling on the last card I just showed you. Goofy. I did put some bling here, here, and here. And there was also a piece of basic white to go on the inside there of your card. And this is the holographic resin dots. And so it's kind of like we're getting double bling with this, but I love these. They have so much shine to them. And there's 3 different sizes on here. It doesn't matter which you use, they're all going to look cute. This is a take your pick tool for anyone who doesn't know. It's really fun. It's got the like putty on this end. It's got a pokey on this end, but then you can flip it out and it's got like a scraper as well. And then it just slides back in. There's also an accessory kit that goes on the end of that. Okay, and that is card number 2. But before we finish, look at the difference in that little shimmery there. And you see there's got a little bump there. So I think you could even go back and put a second coat if you wanted to. I might just do that. Okay, let's go to card number 3. Okay, here we have card number 3, and I love how quick and simple and easy this card is. I think if you're doing Christmas cards, this would make a great layout for a lot of Christmas cards. So we're doing 8.5 by 5.5, scored at 4 1/4. And then we've got this fun DSP that is going to be 5.5 by 4 1/4. This is what's on the back of that. And we'll just adhere that straight onto the card base. I always love how there's 2 sides. There's 2 sides to everything. It gives you options. And there does, to me, there does seem to be an up and down with this. See how it's kind of longer this way? So to me, it naturally goes that way. Although it could be this way too. I just prefer that. Okay, then we've got a piece of cloud cover that's a new in color, and that's 2 3/4 by 4. And then we've got a piece of basic white, and that is 3 7/8 by 2 5/8. And we're going to glue those 2 together. We're just building a little layer here. And I have got, oh, here comes the cat again. There's sometimes she's just extra. Now look what I did. I went ahead and, because I can pause during recording, during cards. So I was like, you know what? No, the little paw just went up on the desk. I should take my own advice and put these dimensionals on beforehand. So we're going to center that, hopefully. Again, I'm kind of looking around stuff. So, and then we have got this fun DSP. Now in your kit, it may vary what you get. This card you see, there's this one with the umbrella and the lavender. Yet this card we're making, we're going to use this lemonade and this little green one here. So these pieces may vary, okay? So I don't want you to get in the kit and go, where's the purple one? The reason being, obviously, there's only a certain amount in each piece of DSP, and it just wouldn't be feasible to cut it, because you only get maybe, like, I think you get 2. Yeah, you get 2 of these. That's it. So imagine if that's all I did. I mean, that would just be like a waste of money, you know. No, not a waste of money. It would be super expensive. I would be in the red big time, if you know what I mean. So that's why I do that. It's not because I don't want you to have it, because some people are like, well, I want exactly what you have, and I get it. But in this instance, you know, we're going to do a little different, and different is good because look, it gives a different view to your card. Like, look at that. It's like you get two completely different cards almost. You know, they look, when you look at them, they're different, but then they're the same. If that, am I making sense? I hope so. But I never want anyone to be like, well, why didn't I get this? I would love to. I just can't afford that. Okay, then we've got cloud cover and basic white, and these are both a 1/2 inch by 3 inches long. And we are going to use the cheers from the Cheers and Sips, this one. And I do love this. You know, I was born and raised in Australia, and cheers is what we, you know, always say when we're having a drink with our mates. It's cheers. And hopefully I'm going to get this straight. Let's see. Oh no, she messed that one up. Flip side. This is why we have two sides. I'm also stamping on my desk and it's not even. So, oh, that's a little high. You know what? We're just going to go with that. So I'll fix it after. But, you know, it happens. So we're going to pretend that looks just amazing. And then we're going to cut this off at an angle. We're going to leave a little bit of space as well. And then this is how I do this. I don't know, I just made it up. So I go like that. So that will be the same. And then I go, okay, I want it to be about here. Look, am I even in the camera? So I want it to be there. Like I cut it off at the corner, move it up here. And then I want it to be about there. Just move those bits out. And then I'm just going to put a little bit of glue here. And put that one there. And then since I am going to replace this, I'm not going to put it down. You just put some dimensionals there. And then some bling. Because we love bling. I really, really, really just love how bright and fun these are. And I'm not going to put one on there because obviously I'm replacing that because I will not send that out. Now, if you make a mistake, I'm sure you've got more cardstock in your stash. I know I do. So that will be card number 3. And see, it's kind of fun. You know, they both have, this is more feminine, but you could probably send this one, it's a little bit more neutral color. You could send this one to a man, this one to a woman. You could send this one to a man or a woman, but it does have that more masculine coloring as well. So it's, you know, what's the word I'm looking for? More versatile. Okay, let's get to the last card. Okay, we have card number 4. And again, you'll see that shimmery. I love it. And this is pretty simple. And I love that too, because we don't want overly complicated in life. Can be complicated enough, you know. It's like we want to craft, but we don't want to sit here and stress over it and go, what are we doing? Just get a quick and easy layout and make up some cards. Okay, so that's 8.5 by 5.5, scored at 4 1/4, and then we have a 5.5 by 4 1/4, and that's a fun side too. I do like this darker side. If you wanted to do again a different kind of card, give it a different kind of feel. Think Halloween coming up. You could use this with Halloween too. Although we have some amazing online exclusives with the Halloween suite, and there won't be another suite in the mini. So if you're sitting there going, well, I'll just wait for the mini. No, don't wait for the mini, because the Halloween suite will be the only suite. There may be additional Halloween products, but that is the only suite that we are having this this time. Okay, then I'm using some of that gold ribbon, and the other one I actually use glue dots, but you can also just go like this. Now you're going to want to make sure you don't go all the way across, and so you can get that and go, okay, I want it about there, and then just do it in the middle like this, and then we're just going to go up. And it doesn't have to be perfect. Again, handmade, not machine made. So we're not here for perfection. We're here for, okay, look what I made for you with my own hands and with love. That's what we're going for here. And then we just trim that. Remember to always trim your ribbon at an angle so it doesn't fray or frays less than it would. Now you see that shape I used. Again, this is the Nested Essentials, and this is in Daffodil Delight, and we're using the second largest for this one, and then we're using the third largest or second smallest, however you want to look at that, for this one here. Okay, and then we're simply going to layer those two together. And no, I forgot to put the dimensionals on, but that's okay. Now, if you wanted, you could put dimensionals here too, but I think that might be going a little overboard, because we're already putting dimensionals on the Daffodil Delight piece here. And I want to go up and down. There we go. All around. We're getting there, we're getting there. There we go. And we'll put this on top. I really actually like these cards because there's not a lot of stamping where you're stamping onto something that's important. Like, you know, there's just the bits, and you can always just redo that if you get it wrong like I did. So, I mean, you're always like, I've been stamping 14 years and it's not always perfect. So I always try to remind people, you know, that it's okay to make a mistake. It's not going to be perfect every time. You know, there's always going to be that error. You know, we're human. So this one, I took the 4 stamp and the U stamp, but instead of putting them together, I have, because I wanted the 4 kind of close to the U, so I've put the U down here. Let me give that a good press this time. Maybe that's what I didn't do last time. Oh, nice. And then I'm going to take the little 4 stamp, and this again is in Secret C, and I want to put it just on top there. And that's probably like maybe a little closer than what I would get it if I put them together, but I don't know, because I didn't put them together. I might be just making that stuff up. Who knows? Okay, and then we're going to fussy cut this out. And I do like this way of putting a sentiment on, just fussy cutting around the shape. I think it's quick and easy, adds a little bit of visual interest. You don't have to die cut anything, and it takes less than a minute. I mean, how quick and simple was that, right? And then we have got, again, from the same sheet of paper that I used to cut the little bottles and stuff out, this fun picture of picture. Not a picture, a picture. Am I saying that? It sounds the same. Picture. Okay. This is a little sangria. And I did fussy cut out. You've either got this one, you might have I think this is like a Bloody Mary, but I figure it could be a sangria as well, or this one, because I wanted them all to be the same color as the picture. You know, I want it to look like it came out of there and got poured into here. If I had to put like a yellow one here, it wouldn't look consistent. And that's just a personal preference on my behalf. You know, you do not have to do that. That was just Sonia being Sonia. It's like, it has to make sense or I can't do it. So I did scrounge through as I was cutting your bits out for the kits, and I did make sure that they were all the same color in your kit, because I don't know, that's just how my brain works, so I went with it. Okay. And again, you get one of each card, enough, all the supplies to make one of each card in there. And then I'll put the for you. Actually, it's probably better to put the drinks first. Now, oh, and sometimes, like the red one here, there was a little lime attached to this. I'm going to show you on the paper so you know what I'm talking about. Right here. See that little lime? So when you cut it off, there was a little bit of green, and that's why I just layered it up underneath there so you couldn't really see it, kind of hiding it. So if one of the, because a lot of those papers have got little bits of fruit on them. So we'll go here and here, say about just past the middle. In the middle, just past. You just want to make sure you're leaving enough room for your sentiment there. And I do like making them different heights because, again, adds can't speak today, visual interest. And the for you, and that's it. That's it, done. And again, you can do that little bit of, put that glue on there because it does give such a great effect. And I think it really makes it pop. So again, there's nothing wrong with just leaving it like this. I think this still looks super cute. This just gives an additional little pop into your card making. So these are our 4 cards for the, not that one, I'm redoing that one. And I've got one drying over here. So let's just look at the 4. These are our 4. Oh, we're going to zoom out a little bit there. Oh, too far. That didn't work, did it? Okay, maybe we lift up a little bit. Okay, there we go. I hope you love them, and I hope you go ahead and place that order so you can get this totally free shipped out to you. Now, the dots are not in it, but again, you place that order of $75 or more, and you're going to get the dots as well. And then $50 will get you the kit, a sampler 6x6 of this DSP, and a PDF tutorial. Everyone gets the PDF tutorial. Okay, thanks guys for watching. Take care. Remember to comment, like, subscribe, and check me out on Facebook. Bye now.